Let's just find a comfortable place to land. Maybe you're seated or laying down. And so I'll just speak to, since you just mentioned before that you've not tried this class, it's very much at this point like a lot of my other classes. It originated from years ago. My base training is in trauma sensitive yoga, and I've always felt that yoga should not have to cost, right? So that should always be available to everyone at every point in life, and to do whatever it is that you want to do, show up however you're showing up, in an environment that you feel comfortable in, right? So that's kind of my purpose in general, but I always wanted to have this out there for everyone, whoever wanted to be a part of it. And it's always, as all my classes, choice-based. If you want to hang out in Shavasana for an hour, you do that. You do what works for you on that day. So feeling into your space, into your seat, or if you're laying down, just noticing your body on the ground. We're inviting ourselves to use this time to be with what is, right? Knowing there's no goal, there's nothing to achieve. Just practicing tuning in, listening to our bodies. Just a chance to be with our interior. And so right now, noticing how you're showing up, the quality of your thoughts, your emotions, noticing what they're here to teach you, what's there, getting curious. And really trying to stay with the what versus the why. The why gets us caught up in stories, take us down paths that we might not feel like going down at the time. The what keeps us present. What's happening right now? What am I feeling physically? What is this tension maybe saying to me? What is this softness saying to me? Noticing what your body is needing from you right now, or wanting you to know. So noticing those physical sensations that might be present right now. Noticing how the breath is moving through you. And tuning into our breath, finding that rhythm. And starting to follow the rhythm of the breath. In your mind's eye, tracing the breath as it comes in. Feeling into where the breath is going, feeling into the expanse. And then tracing it as it comes back out. And so today we can invite the Ujjayi breath, or that ocean breath, bringing that slight constriction to the back of the throat as if you were like fogging up your glasses or whispering. So you can hear the breath, you can feel the breath in the throat, activating the throat chakra. How we communicate with ourselves, with our bodies, with others. Hearing the breath enter and release. Might deepen the inhale, elongate the exhale, and listening to that ocean sound that you're creating. Beautiful. And you're welcome to take the Ujjayi breath throughout the entire practice. Maybe it's something to come back to during the practice, if you come back to your natural breath. I find it very useful to stay present. It's a nice tool to keep yourself in the present moment. So maybe that could be the anchor throughout the practice. And then dropping into your heart space. So we set an intention for this practice, for our day, for our week. What would you like to cultivate? And take with you off the mat as well. Perhaps sending out a dedication to someone or something that could use your love and support. And then from here, bringing any movement into your body, noticing what wants to move. To your fingers, your wrists, your neck, your shoulders. Nice. And then as you're ready, we'll actually start in a seated position today. Down, and then we'll go through our usuals. So maybe sitting up on a block or a bolster or blanket, whatever would be supportive to you. It's even dark in here. And feel free to sit in any way if you wanted to be cross-legged or hero pose, having your feet behind you, whatever feels comfortable here. Nice. So let's just stack here finding our posture, finding that nice long spine. Gently, as if you were like knitting the lower ribs together. So we're not arching the back. The shoulders are released. And checking in with your neck. That's nice and long here. The chin could be pressed in a little bit. Nice. And let's just start to bring some movement to the shoulders. Feel free to move your head in any way that feels nourishing to bring with that. And then we'll go in the other direction. And then bringing our fingertips to our shoulders. And we're going to take this just much more mindfully than we often do. We do, lots of circles with our elbows, but taking it a little bit slower, maybe making a little bit of cat-cow out of it. So opening the heart. And then perhaps drawing the navel in, bringing the chin down. Next time you lift up, you might open up one side body, open up the other. So there's no right or wrong here. Let's just get a little intuitive to what your body might be craving here. And maybe the circles of the elbows are exactly what you need. So you might take that as well. Full cycle of breath with movement. Beautiful. Releasing the hands down. And another roll in the shoulders. Lowering the chin and gently lifting the chin without scrunching the back of the neck. Beautiful. Let's open the side body. Right arm can reach up and over. Left hand can come down. And then just bringing a little bit of fluid movement here. So maybe you glance up and you might start to bring that right arm down a little bit. So just a little bit of thoracic spine movement and opening of the side body. Beautiful. We'll come back up into like a volcano lift. So not quite into the cactus arms, but really opening up like you're holding a big beach ball. Beautiful. And we'll take it to the other side. So reaching over with the left arm. And again, finding some fluidity here, maybe drawing the elbow back, the shoulder back, the gaze might lift, and then the gaze might lower as you round in a bit. Beautiful. Let's come back up to that volcano or beach ball. On the exhale, we'll bring our hands behind our back. You might take hold of a strap or interlace your fingers, pressing the knuckles down, the shoulders release down, and the heart lifts. Again, knitting the ribs in, so we're not arching here. Beautiful. Let's release the hands and then just give a shake. Nice. And then from here, we can come right on to our backs. Yeah, I'll lower the screen. We'll find length in our spine. We'll get right into the hips, so bending the knees, feet on the ground, and doing some windshield wipers, bringing some movement into the hips, the lower back. Maybe the arms are out to the side. can draw the knees in, just giving yourself a hug here. So getting a stretch through the lower back. And then keeping the knees together, we can just circle. Keeping your hands on your knees. And then reversing that. Beautiful. Let's take the right knee, hug it in, sending the left leg long. So maybe it's hovering over the ground. Maybe it's resting on the ground. Maybe that doesn't feel good in your lower back, and you bend the knee and have your foot on the ground. So you choose getting that compression into the right side. Notice if the shoulders start to curl in as a response. You can open up the chest here. Let's bring some movement to the right ankle, pedaling, circling. With your right hand on your right knee, we'll take some giant circles on the whole right side. And reversing that. Beautiful. Keeping the right hip down, you might take your right knee with your left hand and just drawing your knee towards the left shoulder just to get a stretch into the glute. Beautiful. And then we'll press the right foot up to the sky. It's the first time we're doing this today, which it is for me. And there's a bend, so I'm just going to bring a little bit of movement into the knee so you can kind of pulse, a little bit of a bend, and press the foot up, open the shoulders. And then if you'd like to bring a strap around the ball of your right foot, or bring your hands wrapped around the right thigh, whatever feels right for you here. As we just breathe into our hamstrings. Take about 3 cycles of breath. From here, if you do have the strap, you might just let it hang, and perhaps bringing your hands on either side of that right leg. The left leg, if it's long, you might consider lifting it, maybe lifting the head and the neck. If that doesn't feel good in your neck, you can bring one hand behind your head and support your neck. So just getting into the core, navel to the spine. Beautiful. Releasing the head down if it's lifted. Let's bend into that right knee. Beautiful. And then we can send the right leg long. As we draw the left knee in here. And again, you decide what you'd like to do with the right leg. It could be resting on the ground. Maybe it's floating for a bit. And maybe the knee is bent. Giving the left knee a hug, a little compression here. So good for the digestion. We'll roll through the left ankle, pedal, circle. Beautiful. And then with your left hand on your left knee, we'll make those big giant circles on the left side. And reversing that. Nice. And again, we'll draw the left knee towards the right shoulder without lifting the hip. So it's very subtle. We're not really going very far. Nice. And then begin to press the left foot up towards the sky. Notice how this leg feels, these hamstrings on this side, and then you can bend and lengthen a few times. Noticing if the shoulders are responding and if you can open up the chest and the heart. And again, your choice. You can bring a strap around the ball of your left foot. You can interlace your fingers behind your left thigh or use a towel. And we'll just breathe into the left side here. Take 3 cycles of breath. Option here again, you can bring your arms, your hands on either side of that left leg. Maybe the right leg is long. You might lift that right leg, lift the shoulders and head. Again, you can also bring your hand behind your head to support the neck, engaging in the core. And we're breathing here. Beautiful. And then releasing down. Let's draw both knees in. Take nice big circles, sending the knees far away from each other and back together. And then reversing that. Nice. And then from here, we can stack the knees right over the hips. Hands can come to the sky. We're engaging the core, and we can do our bird dog, so lengthening the right leg long, reaching the left arm back, slowly bringing it back in, keeping the pelvis and hips as steady as possible, and then switching sides. Always the option to keep the knee bent and tap the toe down versus extending the leg. Really listening to our bodies. Take one more set. Of course, always knowing you could stop at any point. Beautiful. And then giving yourself a hug, maybe rocking side to side with the knees wide. Nice. Then we can bring the feet down, the knees are bent. Bringing the feet close to the pelvis, but you'll see what's comfortable as we set up for bridge pose. You're welcome to use a block between the thighs. And just positioning the block so the femur, the thigh bone everything's in line with the hips, so we're not too wide, not too narrow here. Beautiful. And then first just pressing into the block if you're using a block, just feeling that compression, opening up the lower back, opening up the SI joint. Nice, and then we can soften that, and then we'll press the hips up towards the sky. Feeling the inner thighs rolling in towards each other. Feel like you're dragging your feet back towards you, and the glutes are engaged. And then we can flow, releasing the spine one vertebra at a time as you release the arms back behind you, and we'll just come back into our bridge as the arms sweep down, the hips can lift. Letting your movements just be representing your breath. Option next time the hips are up towards the sky, you might hold it here or come down. You're always welcome to bend at the elbow for support from your upper arms, or maybe the hands come beneath you. You might walk the shoulder blades in towards each other. And again, maybe bring that awareness to the soles of your feet, like you're dragging them towards you. And you should feel the hamstrings really turn on, the glutes turn on. Take a full breath in here. And then on the exhale, releasing down, one vertebra at a time. You might take, if you have that block, you might press back into the block again. And then softening and releasing that. We can remove that. Nice. And then we're going to find our way up. So however you'd like to come on up today, either rolling along your spine or rolling to your side. Let's find a bound angle pose. So you're more than welcome to sit up on anything that would support you, bringing the soles of our feet together. So your knees can be here, your knees might be down, and also check in, where do you want your feet? Do you want them out further away or more drawn in? There's no right or wrong here. And you might take the flesh and kind of scoop it back, and that'll help tilt the pelvis forward and be more on our sit bones. So finding that long spine, checking in with the neck. Beautiful. And then the option turning to face your left. So turning your head towards the left, taking a full breath in there. And then turning towards the right, finding that point of resistance and breathing into it. Beautiful, coming back to center. And you can stay right here, or if a fold would feel good in your body, you might walk the hands out and take that fold. Just listening to your body this morning. Nice. And slowly walking back up. Let's draw the knees in, bring the feet wide, and we'll do some of our windshield wipers. Knees just sway side to side. And then the next time your knees sway to the right, you might plant the right hand down. Left hand can come up to the sky, and maybe you lift the hips, bringing movement to that left arm. Going to the other side, knees fall, planting the left hand down, the hips might lift. So let's just find our own flow in this. And one more. Beautiful. And we can find our way into tabletop. For some reason I have 4 blocks. So we'll find our cat-cows, wrists beneath the shoulders, knees hip width apart. Let's open up the heart. Belly drops, full breath in. Exhale, rounding. Navel to the spine. Beautiful. We'll find that long spine as we tuck the toes. And we'll send the hips up to the sky, downward facing dog. And paddling it out here. Bending one knee, bending the other. Beautiful. Let's float the body forward, plank pose. As we release the knees down, and we'll send the hips back into child's. Inhale, coming back to our tabletop, toes are tucked. And we'll press the hips back up to the sky, downward facing dog. Let's take that one more time. We'll float the body forward. Releasing the knees, and we'll send the hips back, child's pose. Inhaling as we come forward. Toes are tucked, and we'll press the hips up to the sky. Beautiful. And then from here, option to inhale the right leg up towards the sky. You might bring some movement here, maybe bending the knee, perhaps opening the hip. You can make some circles if that feels interesting. Beautiful. Then we can square off the hips here, and we'll step that right foot forward, finding a low lunge. More than welcome to take some blocks if you'd like. Letting the hips be heavy. Nice. And then we can send the hips back, lengthening through that right leg, half splits. Beautiful. We'll come back forward into the low lunge. Coming on up, let's sweep the arms up. Maybe loosely, just letting the fingertips rest behind the head at the base of the skull. Elbows are out, the heart's lifted. And again, we're knitting the ribs together, so we're not arching the back. Beautiful. And then we can bring the hands down. And then perhaps you can leave the left knee down. We're going to come into plank pose. So however you'd like to get there, or you can lift that left knee as we step it back to plank or high push-up. Rolling the upper arms back. And then we'll lower down. Knees can come first or not. Come to our belly. Plugging in the elbows, taking a breath into cobra, lifting the heart. And then exhale down. Again, we'll take another cobra here. Beautiful, releasing down. And from here, we're coming back up to our downward dog. So you're welcome to come through tabletop. You're welcome to come into child's pose, however you'd like to get there. And then pedaling it out again. Take 2 cycles of breath. Maybe taking this moment to check in with your body, see what it needs. Beautiful. Then option to inhale the left leg up towards the sky. You might bend into that left knee, open the hip. You can even make some circles here. Beautiful. And then squaring off the hips, looking forward, we'll step that left foot forward, finding low lunge on the other side. Feel free to use some blocks. Nice. You can lower that right knee. Feel free to pulse a little bit if that feels good. As we send the hips back, finding that half splits. Beautiful. We'll walk it forward again into the low lunge. As we come on up, again, you might bring your fingertips resting loosely right at the base of the skull. Elbows are out, heart is lifted, and we're zipping up in through the core. Beautiful. You can release the hands down, blocks or the ground. Again, we'll send the left foot back and find plank pose. It could be knees down, knees up, you choose. Feel as if you're rolling the upper arms away. So opening up through the shoulders. On the exhale, let's lower down, hugging the elbows in. So you can inhale to cobra. Maybe bringing your right shoulder towards your left hand, left shoulder towards your right hand. Come back to center and lower down. And then one more time, we'll find downward facing dog. Feel free to take your time getting there. Maybe come through child's pose. Take 2 cycles of breath here. As we look forward and walk our feet towards our hands, you're welcome to rest your forearms on your thighs. That might feel best in the lower back. You might want to hang here. Let's start to slide our hands up the shins. Maybe they stop at the shins or the knees as we roll the upper arms back. Roll the shoulders back, nice long spine. Beautiful, and then we'll soften down. You can bend into the knees as we root to rise, really pressing the earth away. It's finding a nice, tall mountain. Beautiful. Again, let's find that volcano. So we're going to open up the arms here without cactusing. We're just really broadening through the chest, keeping the arms completely active. You should feel activation through right above the armpit. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to sweep the arms back, start to sit back into your seat, finding chair pose with the arms flying back. So the weight will be concentrated in the heels. Again, the hips come back. And then let's fly it forward again. Find our volcano, lifting up, feet to the ground, opening up the chest. Next exhale, bending into the knees, arms fly back, chair pose. But again, we're keeping it open here. We're not curling the shoulders in. Inhale, let's rise and we lift. Beautiful, palms touch and we'll draw it right into the heart space. Just taking a moment, feeling your heart beating right at the back of your thumbs. Nice. And then from here, we're going to do just hooking of your hands. So just kind of cupping your hands. And for right now, I'm going to put my left hand on top. So my fingers are cupped. I hope that makes sense. And then bringing the hands up above the head. Now you're going to be the one to decide where they go. So maybe it's a little bit behind, maybe it's more on top as we kind of all face you to move through this. So I just want to do my left and right though. So I'm going to lean towards the right, lifting up the left elbow, and my hands, just because they are dropping behind. So think of that cow face pose where we kind of reach back, but we're not going to. I'm just going to hold on here. So you can rest your head. You can hopefully feel your hands here if your hands are behind, but again, they might be on top. Nice big side opener. Really grounding into your left foot. Left elbow is up towards the sky. Beautiful. Let's come back to center. Releasing the hands. Swing the arms back again, find our chair pose. Arms swing back. Bring it all the way back up. Beautiful. This time we'll bring the right hand on top. So cupping the fingers, the hands, bringing the hands up above the head. Maybe they slide back behind the head, and we'll lean to the opposite side. So this time I'm drawing the right elbow towards the sky, pressing the right foot into the ground, right body side opener. Beautiful. Let's bring it back to center. Releasing the hands. Let's bring them all the way back. We'll find our chair pose, opening it up to where you turn so the thumbs are facing the sky, the palms are facing out. And then check in with your neck. See if you're looking out forward. See if instead you can bring the gaze not completely down, but out just a bit in front, so you're looking at the ground versus out in front. So the cervical spine is nice and long. Beautiful. Let's send it all the way back up again. Tall mountain this time. Beautiful. On the exhale, we'll take a fold. Your hands can come to blocks if you'd like. And we'll step the left foot back. We'll ground the left heel so the left foot is on that 90-degree angle, and we'll find a warrior two. You can fiddle around, find your positioning, soft shoulders. Beautiful. Let's bring some movement here. Inhaling, the hands can touch above the head, lengthening the right leg. On the exhale, lunge back into warrior two. Take that 2 more times. Beautiful. Finding our warrior two. And then from here, we'll cartwheel the hands down, maybe to blocks, maybe to the ground as we lift that left heel. And let's press off that left foot, and we'll find a little bit of a warrior three. You could have your hands down on the ground or feel free to lift up. Softness in the right leg. Beautiful. And then we can bring the left foot down to meet the right. Let's sweep it all the way up. Beautiful. Exhale, we can take a fold. Stepping the right foot back. We'll sink the right heel down, bending into the left knee. And we'll find our way up to warrior two on this side. Soft shoulders, strong body. Checking in with your left knee that it's not in towards the ankle. It's nice and centered over your ankle. And we'll flow. Inhale, lifting the hands, lengthening the left leg. And come down, taking 2 more. And finding your warrior two. And we'll find our way back into that warrior three. So again, you can press off, maybe fly for a bit. A little bit of balance. Softness in the left knee, the right leg is lifted. The hips are nice and square, so I'm not opening my right hip up. Both hips are facing down. Beautiful. Then we can bring the right foot down to meet the left. Let's bring it all the way up. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Opening our eyes, finding our drishti, something to bring our focus to as we inhale the left knee up. So we're in that one-legged Tadasana, finding length in the right side. Beautiful. Let's open the left knee out to the left. Feel free to hold anything. You might bring your left hand on the left knee, and maybe the right arm comes out to the right side. Let's draw the left knee back into center. So we're back in our one-legged Tadasana. Bring a flex to that left foot. And then perhaps bending into the right knee as we press the left foot back. The arms might fly back. You can keep a good bend in that right knee. And then we'll bring it back up. Finding one-legged Tadasana. And then we bring it down. Shake it out. Let that side go. Beautiful. We'll find the other side. So inhaling the right knee up. You might even bring movement to your ankle if that feels good. I felt the need. That's my rough ankle. And then opening your right knee out to the right. You can rest your right hand there, finding length in the left side. And then maybe the left arm reaches out to the left. You might even cactus that left arm if that feels good in the chest and the shoulder. And then we'll bring the right knee back to center. Again, there's a flex in the right foot, length in the left side. And then we could start to bend into the left knee as we press that right foot back. Fold forward. Hands can fly back. They can be on your hips. They could be at your chest. They could be holding a chair. And then we'll slowly begin to lift back up. The right knee comes back into that one-legged Tadasana. Let's find length. And then exhale, we bring it down. We shake it out. Let's let it go. You can do a little spinning, just lifting the heels as you do, so we don't tweak anything. Nice. Beautiful. And then let's find some space. Let's come wide on our mat, sending the feet forward. Beautiful. You can bring the hands up to the sky. And just feel this pose. Feel this pose as it is. Start to draw in the energy in through the inner thighs, in through the core, really taking up space and engaging your body as it is right here. My shoulders are engaged, hands, arms. Again, knitting up that rib cage. So we're lifting up through the pelvic floor, through the core. Beautiful. And then from here, we can take a fold. You can bring your hands to your hips if you'd like. Nice flat back. Feel free to have blocks nearby to land on. Or you might stay in more of this 90-degree angle, or maybe your hands come down and maybe the crown of the head comes down. Totally up to you, wherever your body is today. I'm going to stay level today. And then we'll bring our hands back to, bring the thumbs right to the thigh, the hip crease. Start to engage into the legs as we press on up. Feel the strength of your lower body here. Beautiful. Let's sweep the arms all the way back up. Again, lifting up through the pelvic floor. Nice. And then we'll take the heels and draw them in and sink on down. Let's find our horse legs. You can cactus out the arms. You might have some movement here, maybe a side to side. Again, let's find our 5-pointed star, pressing all the way up. And we'll come back down. And we'll bring it up. And draw it down. Once you come here, hands can come behind the back. You might interlace your fingers or have them just flying back behind you, or take a strap. And checking in here with your body. So in this pose, really knitting up and getting into the core. So we're not arching the lower back. Beautiful. Let's press it all the way back up, reaching the arms up to the sky. Nice. And we're just going to do the side to side lunge. So you can stay high here, or maybe bring your hands down to the ground or block. So I'm bending into the left knee, walking your hands along the ground, bending into the right knee. You can stay as high as you like, or you might come all the way down. Maybe you lift the toes. Just one more time. Beautiful. Skandasana. Finding our way back to the center as we press all the way back up, feeling the strength of your bottom half here. Beautiful. And we'll draw the hands to the heart space. And then whatever foot it is facing the front of your mat, just turning so your foot faces that. And again, we'll practice flying. So just a little press off. Okay, it was like really not a fly. There we go. And finding the top of our mat. Beautiful. Finding our Tadasana, shoulders back and down, the core is engaged, palms open. Feel the outline of both of your feet on the ground. Beautiful. Sweep the arms all the way up. On the exhale, we can take a fold. Finding that halfway lift, shoulders back. Beautiful. And then softening down here. Let's step it back to plank pose. Knees can be up or down. Nice. Let's bring the left knee down right beneath the hip, the left hip. Letting the right leg float. And maybe the left arm floats. Gaze is down, the neck is long. Beautiful. Coming back to our tabletop. Left leg floats, and maybe the right arm. Beautiful. Finding our tabletop. And let's just bring some spinal movement here. So maybe letting the belly drop and go side to side. Making some circles and then reversing that. Beautiful. And then finding our way to our seat. Bring the legs forward. And then finding your way down. You can come down slowly if you'd like with your arms out, or brace yourself with your hands behind you. And let's bend into our knees, lengthen the spine. So a little bit of a tuck here in the pelvis, bringing the right ankle to the left thigh. You're welcome to stay right here or draw the legs in. You might interlace your fingers behind your left thigh or use a strap. Flexing the feet. And then checking in with your neck, that it's nice and long, shoulders relaxed. breathing into your hip. Beautiful. And we can switch sides. So right foot on the ground, left ankle to the right thigh, and either staying here or drawing it in. Uncrossing the legs, and then sliding your hands with your knees bent in towards your shoulders. So maybe we'll come into happy baby. So perhaps your hands actually rest behind the knees, or maybe sliding up towards your ankles or your feet. The tailbone stays on the ground. So if you're trying to reach your feet and your tailbone is lifted, instead just slide the hands back towards the knees until you settle back down. Notice if your body wants to rock or find stillness here. And taking this moment to, again, come back in. Checking in with your internal environment. Feet on the ground with the knees bent, nice and wide. Maybe releasing the arms out to the side, doing some nice, slow, intentional windshield wipers. Noticing if there's anything else that you have intended to right now in this time together that you would like to. Is there a pose, a shape, a stretch that would feel really good to you right now? So please take that. As you're ready, finding your way into your Shavasana this morning, what would nourish you today? You might want to cover your body. You might bring your legs up a wall or up a chair, resting on pillows. Inviting the eyes to be heavy. Forehead spacious and wide. And the jaw be slack. Softening through the neck and shoulders. Any holding in the upper arms, elbows, soft hands. to whatever is supporting you. And just be. Beginning to deepen the breath. You may take a cleansing breath here. Deep inhale through the nose, filling all the way up. Exhale, sigh it out, let it go. Inviting any gentle movement to your fingers, your toes. Stretching in any way that feels good here. If it serves you to roll to your left or right side, just taking a moment there to once again check in. Notice how you are feeling in your body, your heart, your mind. And slowly making your way up to a comfortable seated position. I invite you to close your eyes or have a soft gaze. Perhaps bring your hands to your heart space. Offering yourself love, compassion, and so much gratitude for taking this time for you and sharing your practice with us. The light in me honors the light in you. I hope you have a beautiful day today. Namaste.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cynthia, so
Enjoy
much.
the day.
Great.
Thank you,
Cynthia.
Yeah.
A wonderful
Yeah,
way to
everybody.
start the week. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
You know that move that you called pointer dog or
Oh, the
something?
bird dog? Uh-huh.
Bird dog. I have heard it called dead bug.
Oh, that's so funny because
But
dead bug I see as
kind of
something
funny.
else in
Yeah.
from children's yoga, which I teach. Oh, that's so funny. Okay, nice to know.
For what it's worth. See you next week.
Okay, great.
See
Be
you.
well. Bye.
Stay around. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.